Okay, I just want to show you guys a couple different ways you can seal off where you've taken off your cylinder and your hydraulic lines. This is the poor man's way, i.e. my way, right? Just take a Ziploc bag, a zip tie, and Bob's your uncle. But, you know, there are times when you're taking the last Ziploc bag out of the kitchen and the wife, you know, kind of goes, hey, hold on, what are you doing there? So, there's some other options. You've got plugs like this. While I was at the hydraulic store, I was like, you know what, let me just pick up some different options for sealing these off. Plugs like that. And, so, I mean, that's pretty ideal, right? You know, they've got ones like this that are steel with an O-ring on them. Those are a little bit more expensive. And then they had these. This Ziploc, this isn't even Ziploc. So you gotta tear this open and then buy a Ziploc too. But they've got these little plugs here. And these are pretty neat. They're SRM orange rhino drip proof plugs. Now these things are ridiculous expensive. If you could just buy one or two, that would be nice. These cost more than the 2 hydraulic lines put together. But that goes in there, and apparently that's gonna seal it off. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Anyway, okay, let's get our hydraulic cylinder back on here. Yeah, you just never know what you're gonna find when you're redoing somebody else's handiwork. I think I can get everything else put on here with the cylinder installed. We'll try that. Because it had a it's got a deal that goes on here, and we'll look at that. Oh man, finding other people's problems, right? That's what you get when you buy used equipment. These threads are just all cross-threaded and jacked up. It looks all right until you get down to like what was engaged to what wasn't engaged, and you can see it's just all jacked up. So the likelihood that this is going to seal is fairly low, but you've got some of this good Blue Monster PTFE thread tape. This is the type of stuff you see at the gas station on your pump there when sealing is really critical. This is really what you want to have. Let's see, so this is going to go like this. And we'll just put some of this on here and hope for the best. Hope is not a solution, of course, but I think in this case it's actually going to work because I didn't see it leaking out of there, but we'll see. Unlock, lock, yeah. Okay, so that's how that goes. Alright, so now new hoses. Just wanted to check on the other side. You got a couple different sizes here that were on there originally. The bigger one looks like the lift side, and then the smaller one looks like the return side. So this one's going to go at the bottom. Onto here. And we'll use the same Blue Monster at all these fittings. Why not, huh? Since we got it out. Won't have to mess with this again for many, many years. Alright, well, I was looking at this bolt and I was like, man, how does this thing go on here? I don't even know. It looks like this bushing here is going to be seated up against the pin up there, but I went over here to the other side to take a look and just get an idea of, you know, what's going on and how it's supposed to be set up. And it is missing. It's missing that piece, and it's loose. It's just like, jeez. Okay, so dang it. Just dust everywhere. Dust on everything. So anyways, I'm going to have to machine off a new bushing so I can get this side fixed up at the same time. Used equipment. Gotta love it. You never expect that you're going to have to make these type of videos, so wasn't really set up for this, but machining is something else we do here. Now this original piece here looks to be, yeah, steel. So we'll make it out of steel and do some preliminary measurements here, OD, ID, that type of thing. So we have got 1.25 inches. I have got 1.25 inches. So I've already got a piece of stock that is just going to work for the OD. ID is then all we have to worry about. Let's see, we got 750. 750 and yeah, 740 there. Okay, so all we have to do is drill a 3/4 inch hole. No problem. Alright, if you've never worked with a lathe before, it's not real difficult. Let's see here. Actually, I've got to take off. So I've got a little bit of a step right here. Yeah, I mean, that shouldn't really matter too much. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to just face this off, and then we'll come in there and drill a hole. For a big 3/4 inch hole like that, I probably don't have a 3/4 inch bit. So what I'll do is I'll take my whatever spotting drill, maybe drill that down in there. Take the biggest drill that I have, which is probably going to be like a 3/4, and then take a a 3/4, a 1/2 inch or just a little bit bigger, and then just take a boring bar in the quick change attachment here, and bore it in on the ID of it and get out to that 3/4 inch. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll just start boring it, and then of course I've got my bolt here, and I'll just, once that goes into there, then we're pretty much done. So. Alright, we've reached our depth with drilling, and this is going to be, let's see here, 5/8, I believe is the depth here, 675. Okay, so we've got our depth. Now we're going to switch over to our little boring bar, and we just want to check to make sure that it's going to clear as it's going in there. Yeah, it's a little tight right now, so we're going to have to actually bore in to get it to fit in there. So we want to make sure we're going to clear the non-cutting side of it with the cutting side. So we're going to start off nice and slow RPMs down here around, oh, where's my speed chart here? I don't know, around 800 RPMs or so, maybe a little bit less. But we'll see what we can do. We're boring in. And then what we can do is set up the automatic feed here once we do that. So we'll test and trial that out. Okay, we're going the wrong way there. Got a little lever here. And we should start boring in automatically. We are. Okay. So, let's see if we can take some material off here. Take a look. Yep. Yeah, we're way clear. Okay, I don't even need to take that much off. I'll take a little bit less off. And then we'll just automatically bore here. Let's check our speed. Check our chip. Chip looks good. Not hitting. Chip is breaking. Also good. One thing you don't have with these manual machines is the ability to show how far deep you're in. So what I like to do, I know I'm going to 675, so I'll set my calipers up here to 675 and just take a little look and see where that lines up. So I am just past this little recess here, and you can even scribe in just a little hash mark or something, but just know, basically just find a spot on your cutting tool and dig to that depth. Alright, come back out. I like to run it out about 15 thousandths, maybe 20. And we'll see how that looks. Again, not super critical. As far as surface finish, if surface finish was more important, we'd start doing some different things with speed and feed to try to get a better surface finish. With carbide, that typically means speeding it up. But, you know, check chip size, check your cutter, good to go. And then ultimately we can check just with the bolt that we're making the part for to see if we're there yet. Alright, back it out. I'm just going to go 20 thousandths at a time. It seems to be doing fine. I could probably even go 30. I could probably also speed up. Yeah, I mean, the surface finish isn't great. Cutter is like new. So, yeah, let me speed it up a little bit here, since we're not trying to be perfect with our surface finish, but might as well do the best we can, huh? Surface finish looks to improve. Alright, that's good. A little bit of ATF on there, never hurt anything. Okay, 20 thousandths. And what you can do here is measure the hole and then figure out where you need to get, which is probably what I should do. But I know I've got a ways to go. Yeah, so let's quick do that. Do some maths here to see where we're at. First things first, the easy check is we're not there yet. We need to get to 0.75, and we are at 0.66. 0.66, 0.75, we need 0.66, 0.75. Alright, so if we go, let's just say, well, it's 90 thousandths. So we're going to do half of that here, and what we can do is, so we're going to go to 45. We can set this to 45, and once we're going to be rolling it this way in, so there's 45, oh, come on now, everything's rolling together, 35, 25, so once we get down to 0, we're done cutting, basically. So let's see if that works. But I'm already there. That's why we check. Okay, so I'm to dimension. What we want to do here is get our thickness, 0.665. Okay, 0.665. Kind of an odd dimension. 0.665. Okay. For some reason, we're at 0.665. We'll make a little mark on there, 0.665. And for this, I like to use also a, there it is. I like to also use a triangle file, because holding these things, it's just tough. Okay, and this is where you really want to slow it down. Use the fluid and use a triangle file to make sure everything's working right. Triangle file. Most important part here when you're doing parting is to lock down your apron and feeding in super slow and by hand and basically as slow as your machine will go. And in this machine you can engage the back gears right here to go even slower, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's too fast. That is going to result in pain and anguish. So what we want to do is disengage our lower gears, engage our back gears, and now we're going really slow. We want to go a little bit faster than that, so we'll change our speeds. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get this cylinder buttoned up. From what I can tell from my detectiving skills is this goes first, and then the cylinder. So the cylinder sits here, and our mount sits here, and then this sets on top with the two washers, I guess, so you can tension it down. That's my best guess anyway, and that's what I'm going to go with. I've made that new one for the other side, so once we get this side all buttoned up, we can go over to that other side and swap that out. If that's not the right configuration there, let me know in the bleep bloopities down below there. Damn it, Vice Grip Garage. Damn you! Okay, I guess it's a good spot to stop for the day. Ah, shoot. Alright, well, I'm going to have to throw a charger on there. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Alright, so we got our new spacer on the top of this cylinder. And this one's probably going to need a rebuild. I was looking here. It looks like this one has also been rebuilt because of the vice marks there. Hopefully this one isn't screwed up as bad as the other side, but we will see. We've got everything hooked up as far as the hydraulics. You can see here I've painted, which hose goes on which fitting. Ooh, we've got some thunderstorms coming in. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I just got done eating lunch and came out to cloudy skies, so that's good. Alright, so where are we at? We've got battery charged, charging completed. This battery is just ridiculous. What were they thinking here? I mean, trying to get these terminals hooked up. I mean, they are way down there. And this is a fairly new battery. Anyways, let's get these terminals off of here and then get this thing started, see if that Baler's going to work. Alright, so we got our battery charged up. Let's go ahead and see if this thing comes up and down without leaking fluid everywhere. Lord. Look at how high this thing goes up. Are you kidding me? Alright. It works. That is awesome. I don't know if you've ever seen a round baler before. This is, well, second time running one and first time working on one, so pretty cool to me. And it looks like it's going to do pretty good. It says it's rated for 100 horsepower-ish tractor. I don't have near that. I think that's more of like a safety thing for like the wheelbase and the size of the tractor. When it comes to smaller tractors, typically they're a narrower wheelbase and all that. But okay, we've got our cylinder rebuilt. The lift up and down works. This was supposed to be one part video, but it's going to turn into more because now I've got to go through, replace this first belt. I've got a new belt, and just get it field ready. What I had initially planned on doing, just had to rebuild that cylinder. So that's going to do it for today on Man Time, guys. If you like this type of stuff, thumbs up, subscribe, and get out there, have you some man time too.